All right, gentlemen, this is the moment we've all been waiting for.
Oh.
It's time
It
to
is.
throw down. It's time
All
to
right.
debate who is going to win Game of the Year awards from NerdBacon.com.
So by the time you're watching this video, you will already know who
That's
the winners
right.
are.
That's right.
Yeah.
But we
This
wanted
isn't
to.
news.
This isn't news, but we wanted to document for posterity and possibly legal purposes the debate leading up to our choices for Game of the Year. So
When you're back in school and you're always told to show your work, we're just showing our work.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
exactly what we're doing. We're showing that friendships prevail.
That's right.
Right.
So I've got the list of nominees pulled up here, and I've got fancy little thank you envelopes or thank you cards that I will convert into awards. You know, like
Thank you for being a friend.
yeah, all that stuff.
Thank you for being.
All right, so let me write this down. I need a thing here.
He's a thing.
Yeah,
A thing.
I wasn't ready with my thing.
Way to go.
Terrible. Okay, first up is best multiplayer game. We've got Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Splatoon 2,
Yep.
PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, Fortnite, Destiny 2, and For Honor.
You got Justin all choked up already.
I
Yeah,
know.
I'm getting emotional. No, I'm just kidding.
How do we want to do this? Like most efficient way of figuring this out? How do we want to do round
Whoever
table and then
yells the loudest.
One, two, three. Say who your pick is, and if it's different, we debate it.
I think let's just go round.
table
Let's go
here, Justin, come on.
round. Let's go round robin.
Okay.
Jeff, I'll start with you. Who do you think on this one?
Battlegrounds? As much as I love Splatoon 2, as much as I love Mario Kart, I think Battlegrounds, not only just the fact that how fun it is, but the fact that it created a genre. And, you know, when you talk about multiplayer game, 100 players is quite the multi, and quite an experience.
Excuse my ignorance, but what genre did it create? Because I see shooting sometimes and then like running around houses.
Well,
The Battle Royale genre. The let's get popular on streaming services Battle Royale genre.
All right. Justin, what do you think?
my heart wants to say Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, but that's just being biased. And Fortnite really does a lot right, but I'm going to agree that it should be PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. And the reason I say it should be Battlegrounds as well is is not necessarily just what Jeff said, but I don't think necessarily created a genre, but because it wasn't the first Battle Royale game, but it definitely was the Battle Royale game. When you want to talk about Battle Royale games and streaming and when you're gonna see a surge of Battle Royale games, you're already seeing Fortnite. You're gonna see a few others that they've already been talking about other games coming. Just a matter of when. This is the game that other games are trying to duplicate. Fortnite was not shy that they duplicated this game. So I think PUBG, there's a reason that even in a preview stage, it was as popular as it was. And it may not have been the flashiest or best looking game, but it could easily gather a lot of people, like you said, 100 playing at the same time. And I think that wins it for me.
I actually, I don't disagree with you. I haven't played Battlegrounds that much, but nothing has had as much of an impact on multiplayer gaming this year as Battlegrounds. So I agree with you. Battlegrounds is going to get the award Best Multiplayer Game. Let me just write it in the envelope here.
Is that Dave's microphone that's acting weird?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I'm like,
All right, our first winner, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, wins Best Multiplayer Game. Now look, I'll say this too, like, when I just see the word Splatoon 2, I want to drop everything and go play it. Like,
well,
goddamn, I love that game.
When Dave brought the update up for Splatoon 2, I was like, man, I really need to get back in the game. It's so much fun. And we've talked about doing a NerdBacon Splatoon 2 night. We should still do that.
We should, yeah. And
All
Fortnite
right.
very much still wants to rip off. Like it's setting its own pace too. So
Yes.
props to
No,
them
no,
for
no.
doing their own
Fortnite's
thing.
not a rip off, but they were not shy about saying what they were doing.
Agreed.
Next up is the How Did This Happen award. This is for the game or announcement this year that makes us as gamers say, how did this happen?
I feel like you should have an Italian accent as you read that.
How did this happen? So this is
Let's offend more people, shall we?
and this if we had done the nominees after the Game Awards, it might have changed, but the nominees for this one were the return of Bubsy. He got a new game in 2017. How did this happen?
Yep.
The infamous Night Trap gets a 25th anniversary special re-release. How did that happen? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles show up in Injustice 2. How did that happen? Noctis in Tekken 7. How did that happen? OG, the original Xbox, gets backwards compatibility on the Xbox One. How technologically did that happen? And in that same vein, Skyrim, Doom, and Wolfenstein 2 on Nintendo Switch. How did they cram all that onto the Switch? How did it happen? What's up, boys?
Okay, I'll go. What a great year for surprises.
Oh, hell yeah.
Like, all of this could easily win, but I think my choice of this group would be why in the hell did Night Trap get a 25th anniversary release? There are plenty of other games that could have got, milestone releases. Why is it Night Trap? I understand, like, it's a cult following, like Sewer Shark. I get it.
Sure.
But it's kind of cool to look at like the history, like the videos of the court proceedings, because it was a big deal. Like, it was a violent game back in the Sega Saturn days, but. It was Sega CD. Sorry, Sega CD.
It was a terrible.
But how does that come around where you make a game that's not really good,
Right?
Has a cult following, but not a great game, and you give it a 25th anniversary release on the current consoles? How?
Justin, what do you think?
Well, I would love to say OG Xbox and Xbox One, but I'm actually going to say Bubsy.
Wow.
Only because I played Bubsy on the Super Nintendo when I was a kid because my grandma thought that I would love to play it. And sure, it kept me entertained when I was a kid.
It was a bobcat with attitude that screams Justin Smith.
I guess it does. But here's the thing. Why and how the hell did this happen? Now, granted, we know we got Crash Bandicoot, we got Mario, we got The Legend of Zelda.
We're waiting for Conker.
We did not get Conker. We got all these games, it's the resurgence. Sonic, Mega Man's coming. All these games are coming. And then you get Bubsy? That enough alone for me is like, what the hell? Like, who asked for it?
Yeah. I don't know. This is a toss-up between the two, really. And I can't decide between the two because I agree. It's Bubsy, especially after Bubsy 3D, never deserved redemption. No. Night Trap is so ridiculous and out there that it kind of makes sense. But then again, Bubsy kind of makes sense too. What if we said...
Well, like all the other ones are a little like they're in, the other ones are more explainable.
Yeah.
Like Noctis and Tekken 7. Okay, sure. Ninja Turtles and Injustice 2. They have DC roots and to some extent they have some like play there. OG Xbox One, we kind of get it. We knew it might be coming. And then Bethesda rocks the Switch. I mean, that was surprising because of the content but like they said they were going to do it and they did it. So
yeah, we can knock those four off. As surprising as they were, we can explain those away. So those four can kind of go away.
Yeah.
So we're down to these two.
Yes.
Jeff, do you think he makes a good argument for Bubsy and vice versa, Justin, for Night Trap?
I don't disagree with Jeff. I'll give him that. Like, I don't disagree with Night Trap. I mean, I don't have a lot of history with Night Trap. I'm not part of the cult following. I got it. I saw it. I watched information on it. I have nothing to do with it since then. But, like, I just have a little more history with Bubsy myself. And I just think that, like again, who asked for this game? Well, granted, you could say who asked for Night Trap, but Night Trap has a cult following. I don't think Bubsy has a cult following.
I think that's a good point. I am going to vote for Bubsy, personally.
Did Bubsy go through a Kickstarter to get where it was?
Ooh, I don't know.
Oh, let me look.
Because if it did, that may play into Night Trap's favor.
Yeah, I will agree
Yeah.
with you on that. I was going to say Night Trap, because of its cult following and the fact that it's not on any modern console or anything like that. At least it's a
There's
game
a
that
reason
is
for that.
right,
Sure.
right. It's a re-release of a game, just so you can take a look at this piece of gaming history and say, hey, this is what it was. And it's kind of a fun little thing to have. Nobody asked anybody for a new Bubsy game to be made. Unless it was kickstarted. Then actually people... And if it was kickstarted, that actually works out in Bubsy's favor, because how did it happen that it reached its Kickstarter goals?
Yeah,
Right.
I'm willing to concede that Bubsy gets the win, but keep in mind,
Let's just call it.
why the hell did Night Trap get a
No. And
release?
that's what I was saying. Like, I actually think Jeff's argument is accurate. I just don't think that there is some sort of cult following. According to this article from Cinema Blend, according to the press release, it's a brand new adventure for Bubsy, and it doesn't say anything about a Kickstarter.
Somebody just woke up one day and said, you know what this world needs? Bubsy.
Well, and it says right here, like, it's inspired by games like Toe Jam and Earl, Crash Bandicoot, Sonic. But
Go
then,
figure, Bubsy's bad game. Go
yeah.
figure.
So,
It's reviewing poorly. That new one is reviewing poorly.
yeah.
So for posterity,
All right.
Night Trap.
Follow that up. The Living in the Future Award. This is for the most anticipated game of 2018. We've got Red Dead Redemption 2, Kingdom Hearts 3, Dragon Ball Fighter Z, Spider-Man, God of War, Metroid Prime 4, and Monster Hunter World.
All right.
I'll Justin go first this time.
Yeah.
I'll bite. I'm going to eliminate Kingdom Hearts 3 because you don't know when that game's coming out. I'm
It
going to
will
eliminate.
come out next year.
I still think Spider-Man's a 2019 game.
Yeah,
I think Metroid Prime 4 is a 2019 game,
could be.
and so I'm eliminating 3 right off the bat.
So you've got
Out of-
Red Dead, Dragon Ball, God of
yep.
War, and Monster Hunter.
I'm going to say out of those, it's Red Dead, and it's as simple as this for me. When Red Dead's trailer dropped, it shut down the internet for a short period of time. As much as I want to be all on board for Dragon Ball Fighter Z, I'm going to buy it first day with you guys. As much as I want to know if Doc Croc is right and Kratos' son kills him in God of War, and as much as I'm looking forward to hunting some monsters with you guys, I say Red Dead Redemption takes it.
I'll go second this time. I agree with you entirely. Red Dead Redemption was my favorite game of last generation. I think it's arguably the best game of last generation. And
Sure.
out of all of these, there's no other game that I want and need more in my life than Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yep. Okay, I'll go third. We have a winner. Red Dead, hands down, because Red Dead
Nice.
is my favorite game of all time. Not the favorite. One of my. Hang on. Definitely in my top 10, if not top 5 games of all time.
Okay.
And you give me more of that, and you give me the power of the new consoles and the power that Rockstar could put into it. Dude,
Yeah,
doesn't
it's-
come close.
It's going to be phenomenal. And what little we've seen of the game so far looks really, really intriguing.
Yep.
So
You just should have flashed the title on the screen. I went, here's money. Go ahead.
Well, like we said, when they flashed the hey, a trailer's coming, I think it was like on a Thursday. I mean, people were just like, oh my God, like this is coming. Like people were shutting down websites, and websites were just like going. It was a stream, and they just had to watch this trailer release because it's such an anticipated game. I think we're all on board, and no other game on this list did that. So.
next up on the list is the Why Did I Buy This Game award. This is for the game that we were most hyped to buy, but we wound up not playing it. So
Okay.
nominations. This is a more personal one. So this is Neo, Arms, Mass Effect Andromeda, Fable Fortune, and Agents of Mayhem.
I'll go first because I actually didn't buy any of these games this year.
Oh, great.
But I'll go first just to say the one that I know in talking with everyone and the one that I have access to the most at this moment is Mass Effect Andromeda because it's already free if you have EA access.
Oh, shit. I forgot about that.
So
And
I'm
it's the Super Edition, too. It's not just the regular version, it's the Deluxe Edition.
Exactly. So because of that, because I have access to it, I have access to a game that's not been out even a year through EA access for free. I'm going to say Mass Effect Andromeda. You guys can take the rest.
But see, that's why I would put that in the biggest disappointment of the year. Not in the far as the...
Sure.
I know why I bought it. It says Mass Effect. That's why I bought it.
Sure.
For me, it's Agents of Mayhem. Just because I wanted more of that Saints Row style game and a new take on it. And I played it for maybe 10 minutes and did a Steam refund. It was just...
Oh, damn.
It was... boy.
You got your money back on that, though. That's
true. This one's hard because I played almost all of these games. And I guess I could say Fable Fortune because I'm a big Hearthstone fan. And I played Fable Fortune for a good 5 minutes. And then I still have it. I just haven't played it.
Yeah.
So if we're going to go that route, I would say Fable Fortune.
I think for me, it's probably Arms. I played it that first weekend, and I didn't touch it for months. Like when we did your charity stream, Jeff, that was the first time that I had played it since launch weekend.
Yeah,
oh, wow.
Yeah.
Man, I had a blast playing that, though. And I actually have told my wife since then, I'm like, if I get a gift card, I think I'm gonna pick up Arms.
Yeah, but it's a game I didn't need to buy. Neo is kind of in the same boat for me too, because I bought that because Sean had talked about. It's like, oh, that looks cool. I'd like to play that sometime. It's like when it went on sale for the first time, I was like, okay, I'm gonna pick this up in Nier Automata because I'm gonna want to play these. He'll want to play through Neo. That'll be fun to have some bro time and slay some demons. And I love the demo for Nier, and I just recently took the shrink wrap off of Nier, and
damn,
we played Neo one night, and he's like, yeah, I'm over this. I'm like, well,
damn.
I can go in on the whole Arms thing. This is not saying it's a bad game. This category is not what's a bad game.
Right, it's not about a bad game.
It's just I played it. I got through the single player stuff, played some online. I was like, okay, I'm kind of done with it, and then put it on the shelf, and then return, and then traded it back in for something else.
Yeah,
and then didn't play it until the charity stream. So,
man, I had a blast playing it when I played with you guys. Like, it felt like a really fun game, an approachable game. My question is, Jeff, did you buy and or play Neo?
I did not. I have not touched Neo, but I heard it's pretty good. Like I heard it's like Samurai Dark Souls.
Same here. I've heard it has multiple endings and it's a blast to play. So
yeah,
I'll probably play through it someday. Heck, we can all get together and do a playthrough of that.
Sure.
So what do you think? Arms? Are we good with that?
We'll have to when we do the awards. Make sure to clarify. This is not a bad game.
Right. This is not trashing a game. This is saying we spent money on this game, and we probably didn't need to spend money on this game this year.
No,
at least not day one.
We could have no. This was why did I buy this game up front or like day one? Like we said.
Exactly.
Right.
You know, I still don't own it, but like when we played it, I had an absolute blast. I'd still buy it now if Nintendo would ever learn to discount their damn games every once in a while. Then sure, I'd pick it up. But
I keep checking, and it's still...
a used copy is still $55. So
it is a fun game, but it is a little. We got overhyped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was my reward to myself for getting through E3 week because it came out that weekend. All right, are we cool with that?
I'm okay with Arms.
Yes.
I'm okay with Arms.
All right, Arms, you win the Why Did I Buy This Game award. We're whipping through them, guys. We're whipping through them. All right, next up is biggest disappointment of the year.
Oh.
Need for Speed Payback. So much promise at E3. So many bad reviews. Yeah. Mass Effect Andromeda. Need we say more? Gran Turismo Sports. The king's good, but he's not wearing the crown anymore. Friday the 13th. It was just a nightmare. And Super Lucky's Tale. The E3 announcement that should have been a new Conquer.
Watch Microsoft come out at E3 next year and be like, remember Lucky's Tale? That was us trolling. Here's Conquer.
Yeah.
That'd be actually kind of fun. I think just for the reasons you mentioned in the last category, Mass Effect has to win this just because of the fact that it's for free now. Like, and the people that spent all that money and they said, hey, no single player DLC is coming. Also, this studio is basically defunct.
Sure.
And now it's also free. It's just, wow, what a huge bummer. It's not the worst game of the year, but it's the biggest disappointment.
Sure. Dave, I'll let you go next on this one.
I agree. Even though I didn't play it, Mass Effect Andromeda, I just had all the good feelings for everybody who was so hyped for this game. I had hopes for you. Mass Effect is a legendary series, and this game was such dog meat that it's pretty much sunk BioWare. If Anthem doesn't do well, and if they stick all the loot crates and everything in that EA wants to do, basically Mass Effect was so bad that if Anthem doesn't redeem them, that studio is getting shut down.
Yeah, they're going the visceral way.
Yeah, the company, the studio behind Andromeda, I think they got shut down. Like they shut down all of the DLC plans for the game. So this was just a disaster, and it was the first in a long series of disasters for EA.
Yeah, and you mentioning Anthem, we could have. They say EA.
I'm just writing Mass Effect right now. I know, Justin, you're going to agree.
You mentioned EA with Anthem. Anthem could have almost been in our nomination for most what do you call it? The Living in the Future award, but we don't even know that's going to come out next year. So anyway, Need for Speed Payback, whatever. Bomberman Switch, that could have been the Why Did I Buy This Game award for me, because I bought it and I wanted Bomberman to be good as an old Bomberman fan, and it was dog meat. And I was like, whatever, I'm getting rid of it. Gran Turismo Sport, didn't play it. Super Lucky's Tale, didn't play it. Not gonna play it. It's also it was like more than 50% off around Black Friday as well, I believe. So it was really cheap. Guys, I really want to vote for Friday the 13th.
Really?
I know that you know that. So I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
I'm going to agree with you and say Mass Effect Andromeda wins this category.
Very wise.
Because now from what I've heard, the updates that they did put out have made the game better in that it is playable.
I hope so.
And it's not a terrible game. But the letdown that it had was, like you said, catastrophic enough that if Anthem doesn't perform well, I could see BioWare going the way of Visceral.
Yeah.
I hope, because I don't ever wish people losing their jobs on anyone. Right. But I would say Friday the 13th for me, as a personal standpoint, but for the sake of the award and what I know is going to win, it's me Mass Effect. Friday the 13th was a game that I was looking forward to because of my love for Dead by Daylight and my love for horror games, my love for the Friday the 13th franchise. These guys were gifted the Friday the 13th franchise after it was originally supposed to be called Summer Camp in the original Kickstarter. They got the licensing to do Friday the 13th. They brought in the actual actor who played Jason. And
they brought in a bunch of the original alumni from that Friday the 13th.
Music and everything. The music and everything. It was original people. And this game, while some people swear by it and love to play it online, it is absolutely broken. I can go into a game and not find a game forever, and so I just get frustrated and go to another game. Or you can't pick to be Jason; you have to randomly be Jason. So it's like it's super broken. There's communication issues. It's not worth the money. I tried to get a refund. Unfortunately, I'd spent a little bit too much time into the game, so Microsoft said no. So I say Mass Effect Andromeda. Even though I had that opinion on that, I was the one that even fought that Friday the 13th put in this category. So it was
all downhill when their reveal video was hosted by Adam Sessler,
and he's part of the crew that made this game, and he actually did a lot of good things for this game, and he actually did a lot of good fan service for the game. He actually was very upfront and honest about what they're trying to do. They have a roadmap that's currently out that goes to the end of this year. There's an update getting ready to come out currently as of this recording. But the problem is the game's really bad. It's broken. Greg Miller loves this game. When I listen to the shows that he produces, he actually says he loves this game.
Greg Miller doesn't love you.
He doesn't. That's a different award. But he does straight up say that it's broken.
Yeah.
It's a broken damn game. But like I said, Mass Effect Andromeda, because of the impact on the industry it had, that game had such a promise, and it just floundered.
Agreed. So. And it's what I wrote down like 10 minutes ago. So, but no, that was an impassioned speech for your personal reasons on why Friday the 13th was such a disappointment. And it was a disappointment. Yeah, so I'll just always remember Adam Sussler wasn't the guy who gave Bayonetta a bad review because it was too sexual. It was a great game. Speaking of sexual,
Street Fighter V is sexual. I saw boobs on the trailer, so whatever.
I like boobs. Speaking of that, it's maybe the most contentious category that we have. Best waifu of the year. It's waifu, right? Yeah, it's waifu of the year.
This waifu of the year?
So we have the scrumptious 2B from Nier Automata. We have the ever perky Cat from Gravity Rush 2. We have the girl next door, Zelda from Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. We have the exotic Twintel from ARMS. And finally, speaking of what the hell, we have another great move from EA, Sexy Shiloh from Middle Earth Shadow of War.
All right.
This is probably an uncomfortable category. It's funny to put it in there, but then we also have to reveal our own kind of
perversions. Of these five, we have to reveal who we would.
Darkest fetishes, sure, no problem there.
Hey guys, by the way, which one of these five? Oh God.
Yeah.
Who would you rather?
I'm gonna go with I think out of all of these pretend ladies, the biggest impact of the year was from 2B from Nier.
Ooh. Yeah. Okay.
See, I'm gonna go with Kat from Gravity Rush.
I love Kat. She's great.
She can float.
She can float.
She can float. As much as I fought for her to be in this category, and I really want her to be in this category, like win this one, I'm not picking Sexy Sheila. I'm gonna go with Twintel from ARMS.
Wow.
Twintel from ARMS is my pick.
How are we gonna hash this one out? All right, I guess.
Of course, the one weird category. We have to hash it out.
Thank you for watching this behind-the-scenes video of the NerdBacon trio.
NerdBacon BTS.
So who wants to make their case first?
Why isn't Alexa Bliss not on this category? Make it
I thought I did because Kat can float.
Kat can float. That's the okay. Kat can.
She controls gravity and she has pretty wicked eyes.
She does have wicked eyes. I think 2B. I think 2B has had a huge impact on fan art. She's become kind of a none of the other nominees really became synonymous with their game as much as 2B did.
Well, and see, that's where I would maybe just disagree with you a little bit, because even though I didn't pick up ARMS, Twintel had there was Reddit article parts about her. There was Instagram pages about Twintel. There was fan art with Twintel. She was.
Oh yeah.
Before I knew anything of ARMS, even though I knew of ARMS and I didn't buy it, I was seeing this Twintel. Who the hell's Twintel? But she was appearing over and over and over, and I was like, wow, she must be the sexy waifu or whatever you want to pronounce it for this category, for the year or whatever. And that's who I pick. I mean, people were drawing her left and right. People were doing CG images of her. That's who I pick.
I'm willing to concede to Twintel because she's an independent boss lady, and she can not only seduce you with her words, but she can then kick your ass. If you talk sassy back to her.
But 2B is like defending mankind. And if you want to talk about, artwork and everything, 2B had so much artwork, so much cosplay that was inspired by that character. I don't know. And Twintel was DLC as well, so she wasn't representing the franchise right from the start. 2B was the face of that franchise.
Okay,
like I said,
Kat, I think you're the hottest girl of this group, but I'm willing to concede a 2B just because if she's reaching a fandom of that caliber, then obviously a lot more than us think that she's pretty.
So you're changing.
I'm gonna
go on.
I was just gonna say
I want to move on.
This is a very awkward category. I'm just gonna say this: if Dave makes one argument, make me switch, and the only thing is that Twintel was DLC.
Haha. All right. So
2B, she wasn't she on the cover?
Oh yeah.
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So if she's on the cover,
so was Kat.
Well, and if she was on the cover,
I think Kat is great.
I don't disagree with Kat either. I mean, whatever.
You're
Sexy Sheila.
Kat's perkiness reminds me of Lauren.
Well,
there you go. And you didn't vote for her.
I really wanted to vote for Sexy Sheila. I really did.
I would have expected us to get run out of video games if we had voted for Sexy Sheila. Even as a joke, that was so bad. All right.
Credibility.
We thought it was awkward before, but now let's turn that up a notch.
Yep.
Let's talk about the men in our lives. Best husbando of the year. Our nominees are...
Stupid. So stupid.
That's why we're doing it. We're doing it because it's stupid. And we like stupid things. All right.
Yes, we do.
Nominees are Underwear Link. Not Link with any outfits on. Strictly Underwear Link.
Right.
Got it.
Joker from Persona 5. Ziku from Street Fighter 5. Nipple Mario from Super Mario Odyssey. And Jeff Dewis from NerdBacon.
Well, I can't have a say in this. I'm in the running, so I can't have a vote in this.
So you're absconding. All right. Justin.
Can we say why that I'm in this category?
Because it would make people laugh.
I am very pretty. Thank you.
Yes. I want to vote for Jeff, but for all sake that is, I guess you would say, credibility.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Nipple Mario because he caused such a stir that people were like, wait, Mario has nipples? Wait, Mario is a hairless Italian man? What the hell? I go Nipple Mario on this one. He caused kind of a stir when they released that image of him.
I found kind of weird pleasure in watching in 2016 watching the Nintendo Treehouse ladies. I found this weird pleasure in watching them kind of objectify Underwear Link in their streams. It was funny to watch. It was
sure.
But I will concede to Justin and vote for Nipple Mario from Super Mario Odyssey.
God. Yeah, make it 3. Yep, go ahead.
I say, Jeff, what would you vote for if you were not in the category?
I mean, I'd probably vote for Joker because of the persona, but the Nipple Mario with the story that he rose, the fact that people were talking about it as deeply as they were, gives him the advantage for me.
It's just a new side of Mario. He's showing a little something that he hasn't shown before.
Yeah,
I still got this.
This game showing nipples. Next Mario game, who knows? He might hang dong. You never know.
He might. An M-rated Mario game.
Super Mario Dong. That's what it is.
Yes.
Super Mario New Dong City.
Oh,
full frontal Super Mario.
Jeez.
Dong City. That's fantastic.
That's got to be like the hashtag that this is under. New Dong City.
You're welcome.
Fantastic.
You know there's going to be like the porn parody is going to be New Dong City.
Come on and fuck me in the air.
Oh my god. Wow. All right, let's move on quickly.
No, never mind.
I don't know. This is getting good now.
All right.
I got more up here.
Next up, what is happening in that apartment? Next up is Best Amiibo of the Year.
You can see my bed. Nothing.
We've got Wedding Mario from Super Mario Odyssey. This is Mario in that beautiful white tuxedo. We have Bayonetta from Bayonetta. We've got Cloud from Super Smash Bros. For Wii U. We've got the Guardian from Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. And we've got that little spongy Metroid from Samus Returns.
I'm going to go with
Wedding Mario.
How clean that
Wedding
looks.
Mario.
How clean that looks.
Here's why. This was the first amiibo that made me say, I need an amiibo. Now, granted, I have Peach and I have Bowser as well in their wedding attire, but he looks clean. He's so solid. He doesn't have nipples, but he's clean. He doesn't show the nipples, but he's clean.
He's modest.
Yeah. So I think he's very humble, Mario. I'm going to go Wedding Mario. He is clean. He looks nice, and it's kind of a cool little display piece as well. So,
Jeff, what do you think?
I love the idea of a Cloud amiibo. I think that's just super cool to have. Like, the fact that it's Final Fantasy VII is regarded as one of the best games ever made by several people. So to have that character in little statue form in a Smash, that crosses borders for me as far as piece of gaming history on top of this weird gaming thing that is now becoming a thing in my life to have. So I'm going to, as clean as Mario looks, I would pick Cloud out of all this.
Yeah, those are both great arguments. For me personally, it's Bayonetta because who doesn't love Bayonetta? Such a great character. It's great to see Nintendo give that support to that franchise. It's such a non-traditional Nintendo franchise, and to see them support that is really cool and shows a new level of maturity, just level of commitment to awesome things that are awesome from Nintendo. But with that being said, I will be the first one to concede and not vote for Bayonetta. So, yeah, you both make really good arguments. I love Wedding Mario. This is the first year that I've bought amiibos that it came out, and Cloud, Bayonetta, and Wedding Mario are all in my collection. And I agree with Jeff. Cloud is such an iconic figure, and it's really interesting and ironic in a way to see that Cloud amiibo and to see that game represented in a Nintendo franchise and as part of Nintendo merchandise, because that's the game that took Square Enix, or Squaresoft back then, it took them away from the Nintendo stable for so long, because Final Fantasy VII originally was supposed to come out for the Nintendo 64, and then Nintendo was like, no, we're going to use cartridges, and Square was like, we want to try making big games, so we're going to go with CD.
CDs and it's the same feeling I got when I first got Ryu. How cool is it to have this Street Fighter character?
Right.
I get on my Nintendo. What?
But at the same time, there's something really special. I agree with Justin. There's something really special about that Wedding Mario.
I was gonna say I will concede this as well, because that Wedding Mario amiibo is talk about gaming history. You see Mario in 2017 wearing a clean as hell white, and in a game that we'll get to later. It's just the combination of all that makes that amiibo special.
Yeah, right.
We got unanimous then.
Yeah, it's unanimous. He's just clean and he's really snazzy looking. If I would have had this pre-wedding, it would have been something I would have displayed at my wedding. It would have been. I thought it would have been. It was that cool.
Will somebody wear that tuxedo at a wedding in 2018?
Oh, of course.
Okay.
Hopefully.
I want
they'll
that,
come
and then
down
have
to
it be
the
a
Mario
J.
song.
He's gonna come out to Jump Up Superstar and not the porn parody.
Come on and walk down the aisle.
Oh.
All right, most surprising game of the year.
Okay.
Near Automata. Did anyone expect it to be as good as it ended up being? Cooked, served, and delicious. Mario Cross Rabbids Kingdom Battle. The rumors were true. It actually happened. Golf Story. And Metroid Samus Returns. For me, I will go ahead and say Nier. Nier,
Okay.
that original game was not good. This was a sequel that was never supposed to happen, and then everything just came together to make that an extra special game, and one that many people have put on their, as their best game of the year. So to me, I think that was the most surprising. It was surprising to see Mario Cross Rabbids come out, just because who would have thought that the Mario franchise and the Rabbids franchise would make beautiful music together? Who would have thought that Nintendo and Ubisoft would have that collaboration?
Yeah.
But as far as quality goes, I think Nier, because it just came from such a dog meat game.
I will. I'll second that because the first game is such a departure from what they end up doing with Automata, and just jumping in and just getting the feelings that I got, because I told you guys before, some of the stuff made me tear up. That was surprising to me. I was the one that put Cook Sir Delicious 2 on here just because I wanted to give that game some love, because that game's awesome.
Sure.
Golf Story, I know you said was surprising just because you didn't know what to expect with that, but it surprised you there.
Mm-hmm.
Metroid, I knew it would be kick-ass, but yeah, Nier Automata was a big surprise for me.
Yeah.
Metroid would be surprised if we were doing it as a surprise that we didn't see coming.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But I'm going to vote. My only reason I would say this game is I want to vote for Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle, only because not only was it, like you said, surprising that you're getting Ubisoft plus Nintendo, you're getting Rabbids plus the Nintendo other Mario characters, but this game ended up winning over XCOM.
Wow, yeah.
In its category. And it was actually, it is a lot of fun. I own it. I mean, I've played it quite a bit, but it is a lot of fun. It's very much it's not super handholdy, but it is very much like gamers first, what is that, real time or turn-based RPG or whatever we want to call it. But it is very much gamers first, but it's super lovable. It's super fun to play. It looks good on the Switch. And I mean, that game kind of came out of nowhere and surprised everybody. I mean, I know at E3, we all three, like, watching that, like, our jaws were like, what? Like, what's this? But it was cool when it came out and I bid on it. Like, I was like, yes, this game is awesome. It's worth the buy. And like I said, it won over XCOM. But so that would be my pick. So I guess, if we're going to do this, I guess either one of you can just do your best to convince me otherwise, I guess. Unless I convinced you otherwise.
I don't know. Jeff, do you want to jump ship, or do you want to try and convince Justin here?
Let me try. So, because Nier Automata really surprised me, because I didn't know what I was getting myself into with that game. I knew that it's a platinum game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. And it's so far out of the norm of their kind of character action games. Like, look at Bayonetta. This is very much not a Bayonetta style game.
Right.
This is a driven RPG with an elaborate story, with amazing graphics, amazing cutscenes, landscapes, really deep narratives that, from a series that, I mean, the first Nier was like medieval times, that was just kind of a castaway game back on the PS3. So how we got to robots and androids and RPG, I don't know how we got here. So why is it even called Nier? I don't know. That's what's surprising to me, is how is this part of the lineage?
And it just showed a level of sophistication that was light years beyond what that original Nier was.
And games don't make me tear up, except The Last of Us. Games don't make me feel feelings. I'm dead inside. Games don't do that to me. This one did.
I was kind of thinking that, well, it's cool that this franchise is getting a revival and getting a second chance. I didn't think too much of it until I played the demo, and those opening moments of that demo or actually of the real game. I'm sorry. I saw Maximilian Dude play it. I played the demo and thought the demo was cool, but then I watched Maximilian Dude start playing from the beginning. And in the beginning, they do this beautiful thing where 2B is leading a squad of people on this assault on this base where they have to go attack some huge robot, and it's playing like a series of different genres of shooter, and it's just amazing and brilliant how it's flawlessly and seamlessly will transition behind. It'll transition from like behind the ship view, like everything's coming at you shooter, and then the camera switches up to where it's like, okay, now we're in a top-down bullet hell shooter, and then we're gonna slow things down and stop it. Oh, we're twin stick shooting now, and then the camera moves back down, and oh, we're going again, and now we're side-scrolling R-type. When I saw that, and then when I finally played it, it blew my mind. It still blows my mind to think about it. Just the sheer audacity of switching between those different shooting styles. And it's just the opening section of a game, and that's not even what the game is about. To me, this is like
flips again. It's
Nintendo, look at this. This is your template for what you should do with Star Fox. Don't fool around with movable screens. I don't want a tank. I don't want a walker. You want to do something cool? Switch between these different shooting styles like that. Find levels where you have to do that. That's what you do. To me, that just showed this a level of, again, sophistication and just a whole new world of artistic expressions within the art of game design.
A new Horizon 2 pursuit. Justin, I'll give you this. The Mario Cross Rabbids was a big surprise as far as why is this game becoming a thing? Why are these two things crossing? This is cool, they're doing it. I'm surprised they're crossing. Nier is a surprise as far as game expectation to game reality.
Mm-hmm.
So, did any of you expect the Mario Rabbids game to be any good?
I expected it to be decent. Yes.
Okay. So, I mean, if you look at it like that, and the only other thing I think is, when I look at a game like Mario plus Rabbids, like in it winning over games like XCOM, where I didn't see Nier really perform well.
Fair.
Now, granted, that's just one award show. We're not getting into other, we don't know what other things are out there yet. So I'll give it that as well. But I will say this. You guys, I will concede and say Nier wins the category.
I tap out, man.
But I do say that if we had done this later in the year, and other award shows or awards that came out, and I got to kind of read and see what other people were saying, kind of, and then also put it with what I have, I might still fight a little bit more for Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle because, like I said, it performed well. And it had had a lot of critical success behind it, and while it may not be as surprised as from game 1 to game 2 as like Nier was, as you guys are saying, this game obviously it did well, and it won an award and succeeded at expectations is what I was going off of. So
sure, and its mere existence is a surprise as well. And I don't discount you. I mean, I think you make a great argument for it, and honestly, it's really hard not to vote for it. But man, Nier is just so good, and I didn't expect.
And that's why we're doing this video right now, so that we can see our thought process, and you can still get your voice heard.
Yeah, and when people hear this, like, think that I'm succeeding because succeeding to these guys because I don't think that this game deserves to win or doesn't win. It's just that if these two guys who are doing this argument are sitting here saying that, it is such a huge jump from game 1 to game 2, and it had no business being as good as it was, I mean, it's hard to discount that.
No, I mean, we're making concessions because we don't want to be here all night.
Oh, sure.
Also a thing.
All right, this should be an easy one.
Yes.
Best fighting game of the year: Tekken 7,
I'm gonna lose this one.
Injustice 2, Guilty Gear XRD2, ARMS, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, and a last-minute entry, Nidhogg 2.
Let's have Justin go first.
Justin?
I'm not even going to give an argument. I'm going to lose this one every time. I'm going to go with it. I'm going to go with Injustice 2.
Wow.
My reasoning being is when we look back on 2017 on the NerdBacon, on the when it comes to us three, just even talking about it, how much hype Jeff had behind that game.
Yeah.
Now, he had hype for Tekken 7 as well, but then the continued hype for Injustice after the DLC, the continuation. Now, granted, Tekken 7 came out later. He graduated to playing in that, but like the amount of the game that he played into the multiverse and leveling up characters, and I got into it, you know, when we were talking about this game consistently over a few week basis. I thought, you know, Tekken 7 had its moments and it shined. I just think that Injustice wins it for me.
For me, I think Tekken 7 is just the better game. It's just more fun to play. I think it has a better engine. It's the resurgence of a great fighting game series. Injustice 2 is a great game. It's fun. Personally, this is just strictly on a personal level. I think I'm over the NetherRealm fighting style. It's just, I checked out Injustice 2 from Gamefly. I had played it with Jeff one night on a stream, and it was fun. It's a fun game.
Sure.
Checked it out from Gamefly. I didn't have fun playing it. And I was really surprised when I ended up like returning it and not having that debate of, oh, do I pay the $30 and just keep it? No, I returned it. I thought about getting it on Black Friday because it was like $20 at a lot of different places. I didn't. I was like, I'm not going to play this. I don't need it. Tekken 7, I need Geese Howard. I need Noctis. I just need to go back and play Tekken 7 every once in a while because it's just a phenomenal game.
Geese is fun.
Yeah.
Okay, here. Tekken 7 is my choice here. Injustice 2 is awesome. The hype is still real here because I Dave's a Street Fighter guy. I'm a Mortal Kombat guy. I love Mortal Kombat. It's time for that engine to get the facelift because now we're on Injustice 1, Mortal Kombat 9, Mortal Kombat X, and now Injustice 2. That engine needs to get a bit of a brush up.
Mm-hmm.
I think that Injustice 2 looks fantastic. The gear got out of hand, and it got to be an inventory crisis to where I did not know. I didn't care about the gear anymore. It was too time consuming. And online was a joke as far as like if you don't get in day one, you're not going to do well online. Tekken 7, I can still play online and kick ass. Like I still can go on there and go streaking every now and then. And Tekken 7 is so much fun to pick up and play. And it looks great. It sounds great. The great cast of characters that keep adding all the time with Geese and with Noctis. They had Tekken Bowling onto it, which is dumb, I know, but fucking awesome. I wish that was online. But server stability has been great on Tekken 7. The sound is amazing on it as far as the soundtrack on it. So hype is still there for Justice 2, but Tekken 7 is a better game.
Here's one other argument for Tekken 7. I think with all the quality fighting games that are coming out over 2018, I think when we get to EVO in August, Tekken 7 will still be played. Injustice 2 will not.
You don't
but
think
how cool was it that TMNT is coming in Injustice? That makes me so happy.
That's awesome. Yeah,
well,
it's awesome. And it made me want to pick it up. But
that was going to be my next thing is you talk about the characters that are coming out and you name these characters, but the characters that are coming out for Injustice like hit, you know, heartstrings for many of us or me. You know, we obviously talked about, you know, like Raiden and Adam and Hellboy and Ninja Turtles and all these characters that they're releasing. I'll give Jeff something. He said something right. You know, the gear thing kind of got a little out of hand, kind of got a little bit too samey. Like I'm basically grinding. But I put in more hours playing that because of that reason. I don't know. I still think Injustice 2 might be there next year for Evo, but I'm not I wouldn't be surprised if it's not. I just
Injustice 2 had a better story. I'll give it that, because Tekken 7 story.
Yeah, Injustice 2 had a better story. It had like the facial animation should be commended as well, and the lighting engine just beautiful.
Give props to a friend of mine who was the voice. He was the face actor for Blue Beetle.
Oh, nice. Yeah, the animations, the cutscenes, the story. I mean, all that really made me want to jump in, and then obviously playing it further than that, I don't think even without conceding it's 2-1. So I think we go to Tekken 7 on this one.
All right.
Again, Injustice 2, great fighting game, won at the Game Awards, but I feel like I want to play Tekken 7, and I feel like I have to play Injustice 2 to get a feel of those new characters, just to say I did it, because I love NetherRealm, I love Mortal Kombat, I can't wait for what's next from that studio, but I want to play more Tekken 7.
But you have to play because if you don't, you'll miss out.
It's true. It's true.
All right. Next up. I don't know how this one's going to go. Best visuals of the year. Now, this is not necessarily the most realistic graphics or anything like that, but this is a combination of like the best quality of graphics, best art design, just the nicest visuals of the year. So we've got Horizon Zero Dawn, Star Wars Battlefront 2,
Ooh.
Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, Assassin's Creed Origins, Cuphead, Tekken 7, and Forza 7.
I can scratch off Battlefront. I can scratch off Assassin's Creed. I can scratch off Forza. Though it looks great in 4K, I'm sure. And on Xbox One X, I'm sure it looks fantastic.
Star Wars Battlefront looks fantastic, too.
It does. It does. That Frostbite engine. Man, that stuff's good. I would lean towards Zelda because of that art style. I mean, again, Cuphead is right there, and we'll talk about Cuphead again in a future category for sure. But I just think the way that Breath of the Wild just is so, like, it immerses you in that world, and that like kind of cel shaded but not cel shaded art style. You tiptoed that line in that game pretty well, and God, it's a beautiful game.
Go ahead. What do you think, Justin?
To me, it comes down to Horizon Zero Dawn and Cuphead. Horizon Zero Dawn had the photo mode, and I mean there were many people in the games industry that just played the game and just flooded their social media pages with images of Horizon Zero Dawn. I'm gonna go Cuphead, not only because I really thoroughly enjoyed that, but for $20, you got a game that looks like nothing else on this list. I can point out a couple different games that somewhat look like Legend of Zelda or a very similar art style to Legend of Zelda. Cuphead, I don't know that there's another game that's ever looked like it. And not only was it completely hand-drawn by a team of 14 people, it was completely hand-drawn. Everything is animated so smoothly, and it just immerses you in this old school Contra meets 1920s or 30s game like visual style. I mean, Cuphead just looks so fantastic. I mean, every character is unique, all the way down to the final bosses. I mean, it's so cool. It just speaks to what could be hopefully a franchise going forward. Maybe it's not, but the Funko Pops even coming out of that game looked fantastic. Just everything with that game looks amazing.
It's really a tough choice. I agree a lot with I agree a lot with Jeff on Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. I think that's a phenomenally beautiful game. I've taken so many pictures in that game just because you get up to a point and you're just looking out, and it is just a beautiful game. It does a wonderful job of recreating a fantasy world that you want to live in for a while. I also agree. With Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yep, Horizon's.
Just from a technical standpoint, I am a sucker for photo modes, and I just want to fool around. It's a beautiful game to look at, and again, another fantastic a fantastic creation of a world that you want to explore and want to inhabit.
Right.
I thought the facial animations, not all of them were great, but they were pretty good. If Injustice 2 hadn't happened, then this game would have been talked about a lot more as far as facial animations. But I also agree with Cuphead as well, and there's nothing out there that looks like Cuphead. The fact that it was done by such a small team, that it's all hand-drawn art, is jaw-dropping.
Yeah.
And I think for that reason, I will have to concede and give it to Cuphead.
Yeah, concede is a rough word. We want to give it to Cuphead because Justin won me over with the fact that there's nothing else like Cuphead. And he's totally right. It's a very unique visual that you don't have in this day and age. So yes, Cuphead is best visual of the year, 2017.
And that's just taking in the entire picture. Because Dave, you said the same thing when I picked up my Switch. On launch day, and I played Legend of Zelda, I was posting pictures from, that entrance when you first come out onto the cliff, and you can see the volcano in the distance and stuff. That is absolutely phenomenal. Don't get me wrong, but I've seen similar art styles in some other games, especially some of the more indie style games.
Sure,
we see something kind of similar-ish to it, but that game, as a game we'll talk about. But yeah, Cuphead just so unique.
Cuphead's just on a different level. All right, so Cuphead's going to be our winner. We're moving on. We're getting close. Mm-hmm. We're at the best musical score.
Hey, it's only 9:30. Good job, boys.
Yeah.
Not too bad.
And we're going to get through it. We only have a few categories left, believe it or not.
Yeah.
So best musical score: Nier Automata, Persona 5, Gravity Rush 2, Cosmic Star Heroine, Tekken 7, Cooked, Served and Delicious, Super Mario Odyssey, and Cuphead. I think this was probably the longest list of nominees that we had for any category.
Yeah. So all that stuff I said about Tekken 7, that musical score was great. It is great. Persona 5 is the winner for me. Persona 5, just that, and the music in that entire series is stuff of legends. They take it on the road. Like they do concerts in Japan of just Persona music. And there's a reason for that. It's some of the best in gaming. You could sit there on YouTube and play that entire playlist and just rock out the entire day. Persona 5's music is so good, and that's my clear winner.
Wow. For me, from what I've heard, I think Nier Automata is my winner. It just has such a rich and deep score, but I would be willing to concede to Persona because there are some songs in Nier Automata that you gotta skip. You gotta skip them. I think its main theme is fantastic. I think its overworld theme is fantastic. I think its ending theme is just one that I have to play on repeat, 5 times a day. But for overall quality, I love Nier. That's my personal vote, but I'm willing to concede to Persona.
Because you heard the Persona music.
I've heard it as well. I think it's great.
Yeah.
All right, Justin, what are your thoughts?
My personal pick would be Cuphead. My actual pick. My personal pick's Cuphead because, they have a freaking album, like an actual record for that, and it's just the audio in that game again is just superb for the small team that they had. 14 people, everything. The audio is absolutely the ridiculousness of trying to face King Dice, and the music that they have for King Dice is ridiculous, stupid. It's just gets in your head. It gets in your head like Mega Man games would get in your head. But when I think musical score of the year, I think again what song do I hum? Do I sing? Do I make up versions of my own? And we've already done it on this show.
We have.
Is Super Mario Odyssey.
We have.
I'm going to vote for Super Mario Odyssey. Every single level has such a unique and overwhelming amazingness to the music that, I mean, it doesn't matter if it's Jump Up Superstar from, New Donk City, or if it's the, granted, I'm going to probably say these wrong, but there's the like the foresty level where you got to kind of go up into the flowers, or you can kind of jump off the edges. Again, I don't want to give too much spoilers away for Dave. I don't know where he's at in this game, but Mario Odyssey continues, like the music. I was humming when the game was coming out. I shared the theme songs. I was like, man, this is it. People were singing the song. It was becoming a phenomenon. Like, people were like, wow, this is the first Mario game to have lyrics to the theme song. No other Mario game has lyrics to the theme song. This was it. That would be my reasoning for this game. Now, Persona 5 is the one I'm going up against.
Yeah, Jeff, do you want to make any concessions here to the juggernaut that is Mario Odyssey?
I love Mario, but god damn it, I love Persona.
Other Persona games have had great music, and now so have some Mario games. But this is the first Mario game to have lyrics and the continuous, again, the humming of the songs as you're getting ready for work or you're going through the day and getting lost in the world, because it's just perfect music.
Fine, you hum Mario, I hum Persona. And I know there's the big song that Super Mario has, and then the other, which I do it too. I've done it on this very podcast. I'm doing it now. But Persona, I can go top to bottom and not skip a song, love every single one, and it's the quality and the quantity.
I have to go. I love that Mario Odyssey song, but it's not like Mario Galaxy where there's an immediate resonance with the soundtrack with that. So I'm sticking with Persona 5. I'll concede to that. I think that's top to bottom probably a more high quality soundtrack to me.
And how the music helps to underscore what's happening in the game. The power of that. Not only is it catchy and it's hum worthy, but it helps push the story along too.
I was pulling up real quick the soundtrack and letting some of that resonate in my ears as you guys are.
You want the best song?
And letting, like, while you guys are doing that. Anyway, I think this time we're just going to do agree to disagree. So Persona 5 is going to win this one.
All right.
I feel bad that it's like coming down to this, but
no, it's fine. Well, here's the thing. If I really, really wanted to go with my heart, I would have voted Cuphead. But I really thought Mario Odyssey I feel like Cuphead overall had the top to bottom best soundtrack that I've listened to all year. That title screen, the music when you're, like walking around the world. I'm like, what? This is awesome. Like, but again, I can't vote for Cuphead for every award.
I mean, you can.
I want to. I love that game. Like, oh my god.
If the three of us agreed on everything, this wouldn't be fun.
No, but I will concede to Persona 5 because it's 2-1. Even it is what it is. So next category.
I think this is a category where it's like it's such personal preference, because I still want to vote for Nier, but we'll be here all night.
But I have heard people talk about Persona 5's music. I'll give it that.
This is how government is supposed to work.
Just take a second and listen to the Persona 5 soundtrack. And
I will do that.
Coming together for the greater good. Anyway, you do have a chance to vote once again for Cuphead, because we're up to best indie game right now.
Okay.
Cuphead, PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, Cosmic Star Heroine, Fire Pro Wrestling World, Cooked, Served and Delicious, Hellblade, Sasuna's Sacrifice, and Tokyo 42.
So I'll go first. Cuphead wins. Cuphead, absolutely. It took 14 guys to make the game. Again, do I have to continue saying the same thing? 14 people to make this game. The top two guys they mortgaged their house to make this game. It was not supposed to be the style of game it was. It was supposed to be a boss rush. It still is typically a boss rush, but they have those platforming levels in there. It is difficult, but it is so rewarding when you beat those levels, when you beat those bosses. It had no business being as good as it was. And it sold an insane amount of copies right out the gate. These guys, I think it went like, what was it, platinum? I don't even remember. I had to look. I don't even remember. But it sold a crap ton of copies right off the bat. These guys deserve everything that they can get. So I'm hoping for a sequel if they are willing to do it.
PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, as we all know, has had such a huge impact on the industry for our year. It got picked up by Microsoft to be published on the Xbox One. It's out on that today. However, that being said, as far as a purely artistic endeavor, Cuphead is just so phenomenal.
Yeah.
And every accolade that this game gets is so highly deserved. It is a fantastic game. And it's something that we worried about because it was in kind of development limbo for so long. They kept showing it at E3 since like 2014. And it's like, it would show it and we'd get hyped and no, it drops off the radar. And then E3 comes around again. Oh, here we go again, Cuphead. And no. And then they started putting in those platforming elements and we started getting worried because we thought Microsoft or whoever was helping with this game, we thought that basically the developers were biting off a little bit more than they should be chewing.
Studio MDR, yeah.
It did. All of those fears were alleviated upon release. It is just a phenomenal game, and I'm so glad that they've sold 2 million. I've hoped that they've recouped their investment and made some money off of this game.
It's sold 1 million in 2 weeks.
Yeah, just God bless them for what they did. Cuphead has my vote.
Yeah, I mean, Battlegrounds, we talked about the impact that's had and how amazing of an impact it's unlike any other game we've seen in quite some time. I put Fire Pro on there because my history with Fire Pro and the fact that I'm so glad this game came out. And Dave's writing the answer down because he knows I'll get there. How happy the Fire Pro exists. Cooks Are Delicious 2 I put on there as well because I want to give the game some love. Tokyo 42 was my idea as well, but Cuphead's the answer. It's just in a league of its own. It was
always the answer.
Yep. But god dang it, thank you for making Fire Pro Wrestling World. And I'm so glad you're going to 1.0. Congratulations, Spike Chunsoft. You're making it to version 1.0.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's nothing else we couldn't kind of have already said. And Cuphead's fantastic.
Well, you got another opportunity to vote for Cuphead because we're up to we're getting in the home stretch.
Yes,
I'm
we are.
almost out of envelopes. I got to go see if I've got more. We're up to best Xbox One game.
But these ones take the longest.
Nah, this one will be easy.
PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, which was just released today. Cuphead. Halo Wars 2. Hello, Wars.
Hello.
Forza 7's, and in a bit of a joke category, because let's face it, the big green machine is a little want for games these days. Original Xbox backwards compatibility.
Crimson Skies, y'all, still holds true all these years later.
It does.
Crimson Skies still plays really well.
Still really good, guys.
So, should I just write down Cuphead right now?
Yeah, I say Cuphead.
Cuphead wins. Congratulations, Cuphead.
I mean, the second closest probably Forza, just because of how that runs on Xbox One X and 4K.
Sure.
But yeah, Cuphead is the clear winner there.
They just didn't market Halo 2 at all. Like they did, and when they did, it was at the very end, and I'm like, you guys squandered an opportunity. And in fact, I think they did the same thing with PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. Like they talked about it, especially in the summer when they announced it, but like there hasn't been a whole lot of talk about it coming out today. And then and all of a sudden, here's December 12th. By the way, PUBG's out. So, and it's not running well. So Cuphead's your answer.
All right, boys. Now, here's where the fight's going to be.
Oh, okay.
Oh, here we go.
The best Nintendo Switch game.
Okay.
Super Mario Odyssey.
Okay.
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Splatoon 2. And ARMS.
You might as well just write down ARMS. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Lego City Undercover, please. Well, I think we've kind of discussed about this, where our hearts lie. I think Justin and I are kind of in the Mario camp, and Dave is in the Zelda camp.
I am in the Zelda camp. As far as...
Well,
I think Zelda is just a fantastic technical achievement. I think it has a bigger impact on the Legend of Zelda series going forward. And it's the most compelling Zelda game I've played since Link to the Past in 1992. So that's my pick. It's the game that launched what will be the mega success of the Nintendo Switch. It's a game that launched Nintendo's resurgence to dominance. Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, just such a fantastic game.
So I thought about leaning towards Breath of the Wild for this category. That was a very big breath.
That's very wild.
That was very wild. Mario Odyssey sold 2 million copies in its first 3 days of release. Breath of the Wild sold 2.7 million in 2 months. So now, granted, that's just sales. I've played them both. I think both are fantastic games. Zelda went in a completely different direction than... It went in a more, obviously, Ocarina of Time direction than most of the other games. Mm-hmm. And that's okay. Mario Odyssey went in that Mario Galaxy, Mario 64, more Mario 64 kind of.
Which I appreciate. I was so glad that it went back to that Mario 64 style.
I just think that when it's all said and done, we know that the attach rate was huge for Breath of the Wild in the very beginning. Like, it was more copies of that game sold than Switches were allotted. But I also think that it was because that they didn't have the Switches at the time. Now that Mario's out, I just think it has a big impact as well. I'm just going to stick with Mario in this case. I think it's the game that we've been waiting for however many years. It may not have been as big a surprise as Breath of the Wild, but it was a game we were waiting for. It sold really well. It sold really well, really fast. Mm-hmm. It's a very easy game to play. Yes, it's easier, and it's an easier game than Breath of the Wild. But that just means that anybody can pick up and play. My wife watched me play the game. My wife's intrigued to play the game. Wanted to help me collect moons and whatnot. It touches a wider base than what Breath of the Wild did.
All right, Jeff, it sounds like you're going to be the deciding vote on this one. What do you think?
Super Mario Odyssey. Now, hear me out.
Super Mario Odyssey!
From beginning to end, it was just a pure joy to play that game. And yes. it did what games try to do is they want to tap into nostalgia and make you feel, and this game did it perfectly. Mm-hmm. The fact that you can go from the 3D to the 2D perspectives, which was, and do it seamlessly, was really cool. And the fact that there's so much game here and stuff, there's some stuff in Zelda. I love Zelda, but some of it felt like a chore. That's not like a pure grind. When it rains, you're basically fucked. Because if you want to climb anything, you just can't.
Yep.
But, and I mean, again, it's just real nitpicking stuff with Zelda.
Until you beat that divine beast, and then it doesn't rain as much.
Sure,
right.
That's the quest to get there. I get it.
Right, and it is nitpicky. Jeff's right. You're talking about 1A, 1B crap here.
Oh, totally, yeah. But just every second I played Mario Odyssey was just, I felt like a kid again. Like, it felt like it was the late 80s, and I was back to playing Mario the way I always wanted to. And it just, when the ending credits rolled, it was just, wow, that was an experience that I just cannot get anywhere else.
And when we got Legend of Zelda at the very beginning, look at the break that we took, especially like Dave and I. Oh, we're gonna come back to it. We're gonna come back to it. We got to come back to it. Mario Odyssey. Now, granted, I know Dave's been busy and he hasn't necessarily gotten to experience Mario Odyssey to the very end, but every time I picked up my Switch or wanted to play it at my desk, I was, oh man, I can't wait to play more Mario Odyssey. I had to play more. I had to find more moons. I had to see more, and that was it. Had me bit, like it had that bite into me right away. I was ready to go. I had to play that game.
I think that Zelda's world was obviously bigger than anything that Mario could do.
Sure,
but Mario had more stuff in there. Because last time in Zelda, I was going through vast spaces of nothing. It seemed.
But it was beautiful nothing, and it was
beautiful.
It was beautiful.
Nothing.
The cooking got a little monotonous. So I was like, but it was beautiful.
The motion control stuff was kind of a bummer too. It's like, you really want to put motion control on this?
The motion controls were a bummer in each game.
On both games, yeah.
Yes.
You got to get off that.
I thought they worked better in Zelda personally than they did in Mario. It just Zelda was such a sustained effort of awesomeness, but
it served a better purpose in Zelda than Mario, because Mario was just, you want to throw your hat up, shake your entire Switch.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to do that.
We will move on because it sounds like you're both adamant about Mario, and that's cool. Mario is such a fantastic game. Again, one of the best games in decades. Best Mario game since Super Mario Galaxy 2 back in 2010.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so nice.
On that
it's
list,
so
Zelda's
nice to see
2,
Nintendo back.
It's right there.
All right,
it's
guys.
1A, 1B.
Two more categories, and we're done. This is the best PlayStation 4 game.
Okay.
Horizon Zero Dawn. Tekken 7. Persona 5. Nier Automata. Gravity Rush 2. Neo. And Everybody's Golf.
Yeah, everybody's golf.
I'm so glad it's on there. It's not going to win.
Yeah,
I'm so glad.
No,
I'm so glad we're showing everybody's golf some love.
Yes.
Again, a NerdBacon everybody's golf night should happen too.
Yes,
Sure.
I agree. Yeah.
My vote's with Horizon Zero Dawn. This is all puns intended, actually. This is the dawn of a major new franchise for Sony. I said it 2 years in the build-up to this game's release. I said that years from now, when we look back on the PlayStation 4 and its lifespan and what it brought to the table, we are going to remember it for Horizon Zero Dawn. It's a definitive moment, just as The Last of Us was a definitive moment, or just as Uncharted 2, I should say, was a definitive moment for the PlayStation 3. Sure. So is Horizon Zero Dawn a definitive moment for the PlayStation 4. As far as new gameplay elements, I will agree. It doesn't really break new ground as far as new gameplay elements. I feel like this is the game that kind of takes a look at the gameplay elements that have been introduced over the past decade and melds them together into a perfect, cohesive whole, wrapped in an intriguing storyline, a beautiful world. It's just hands down, I think, the best PlayStation 4 game of the year.
Yeah, and Dave, I'm going to agree with you. I'm going to say Horizon Zero Dawn. Now, let me put a little asterisk by my Horizon Zero Dawn, and here's why. I haven't actually personally played it, other than I watched a few streamers play it, and I haven't gotten to get my hands on it. When I went to a GameStop, they had a Horizon Zero Dawn on, and I got to just toy around with it a little bit there. So I guess technically I played it in that sense, in a demo sense. But I put this on my Christmas list for a reason. Mm-hmm. And it's because I mean, this game, it looks phenomenal. It may not be breaking any new ground, like maybe a Cuphead does or something in that. Sure. And obviously we're talking about apples and oranges here, but Horizon Zero Dawn, when you look at PlayStation, you think Crash Bandicoot. Mm-hmm. Now, could we also think Aloy or however you pronounce the name? Because I think she's right up there with Kratos. I mean, she is a phenomenal character, and I think that this is the game that when I think PlayStation, when I look at my PlayStation right now in front of me, that's the game that I'm missing from my library.
Yeah. Jeff?
Yep, I will third that. I'm gonna give my love to Persona 5 but I can't win that because it's just me who's been playing it. But with Horizon again, there's some Far Cry aspects to it, but the character development, that game engine, just the jaw-dropping moments in that game. Yeah, we have a new mega franchise here, so Horizon and we'll see this engine in Kojima's new project. So we'll see.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if anything, at least it's gonna give us Death Stranding, or at least help to do that.
Still working on my personal top 10.
So here we go. This is it. Game of the year.
All right.
In the best year of gaming in quite, if not ever, definitely in quite some time.
We have Super Mario Odyssey, Horizon Zero Dawn, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, Cuphead, Persona 5, and PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds.
Can I say real quick how I like how our list is just one more game than the actual Game Awards were? So how in depth we are.
Right.
Yeah.
It just shows it shows the strengths of these games too.
Right.
We had this before the Game Awards has their list up. So
exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, screw you, Jeff Keighley. No, I'm kidding.
No, we love you, Jeff Keighley.
Come be a guest on the podcast, Jeff Keighley. We love you.
I love you. Invite me to your show.
Okay, fellas.
All right, I don't even
I'll
know
watch
who
your
wants
card for you.
I don't even know if I want to. Who wants to start this one?
I'll start because I'm gonna get voted down.
Oh, I don't know, man.
At least you know this going in. So so give your worthless argument. No, I'm just kidding.
My pick for Game of the Year is The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Okay.
No other game has kept me wanting to come back to it like Zelda has. For something that was released in March, that's a pretty big achievement, especially considering all the other amazing games that have come out this year. Yeah. But Zelda has resonated with me. It's a game that I desperately want to finish. Not that I don't want to finish all the other games, but like Zelda is such a long game. I've put more than 70 hours into that game, which is a more than I've put into any other game in a long time, with the exception of Final Fantasy 15. But yeah, it's just such a well-crafted game. I was not expecting Zelda to be as good as it ended up being. And that's because Zelda games have become very formulaic in the past few entries. Ever since Ocarina of Time in 1998, they've become very
fantastic.
They've become very formulaic. It's been basically Zelda paint by numbers. You have to do this, you have to do this, you have to do this, and then Link's gonna do this, and wada bing, wada boom, you fight the bad guy and you win.
Real credit.
I didn't like Twilight Princess. Skyward Sword was just okay.
Yeah.
I really liked Wind Waker, but I never finished it. This game, though, there's something that's just special, and it recaptures those feelings of when you were a kid playing the NES game. I love how it throws you into the world, and they do away with the annoying hand-holding that had been so prevalent since not Ocarina of Time, but since Ocarina of Time. That's when Navi the Fairy was introduced.
Hey!
So, yeah, I love how it harkens back to those games.
Hey,
I love
listen.
how the art style makes you think of the Super NES games, or the Super NES game, Link to the Past. I like the minimalistic use of music. It's just, you become one with the environment. You become one with Link. It's just a game that's on a completely different level, and for that reason is why I think it's my game of the year. Horizon is fantastic. It does so many good things with the gameplay elements that it melds together. but it doesn't really push anything forward as far as new gameplay ideas. The focus thing, we've seen that in Assassin's Creed with Eagle Vision. We saw that in the Batman games. She mixes in a lot of Metal Gear Solid style sneaking. The combat is definitely new Tomb Raider and Uncharted. And that I'm not trying to say that to knock the game, because I think it's a fantastic game. Obviously, it's my pick for PlayStation Game of the Year, but I don't think it's on the level that Zelda is at. Persona 5, I really wanted to like it. I feel that its opening hours are so bogged down that it kind of prevents you, if you don't have enough time to commit to it, it prevents you from getting into it.
You really have to get into that.
Player Unknown, I haven't played it. I'll admit that. And I've talked about this before. I know it's something that you have to play to really get it, but it just looks so uninteresting to me. And it's just, to me, it's unfathomable how this game has become the most streamed game online. It's just ridiculous. Mario Odyssey is one of the reasons that I bought the Nintendo Switch. It's because I knew this game was eventually coming out, and I knew I knew even if I didn't like Zelda, even if I knew that even if Zelda ended up being only as good as something like Twilight Princess or Skyward Sword, it would still be a good game. But I knew that even if I didn't thoroughly enjoy Zelda, at least there would be Mario, and at least Mario was going to be awesome. And Mario was awesome. It is awesome. And I haven't put as much time into that as I have for Zelda, so there's probably a lot more awesome that I haven't gotten to yet. But for my money, I think Zelda it resonates on a different level, and that's my pick. So, all right, guys.
Okay.
Pick Mario.
Justin, how about it?
Jeff, if you're ready to go, feel free. I don't know.
Okay, fine. I'll go.
All right.
So, and I'll start with this. The other games on this list that I have played, which is I've not played Cuphead yet. I feel bad for saying that, and
how dare you?
I have to buy it. I'm going to buy it probably this weekend when I get paid.
How dare you?
I know. With every other game on this list, I have had to at least put the controller down and take a break and do something else. Mario Odyssey, I did not want to put the controller down. I took a weekend and just played through it. I didn't speed through it,
Sure.
but I could not stop myself from playing this game because how much fun I was having. The fact that I was getting rewarded at every turn with a new moon, just one that just popped out of nowhere. And even these meaningless conversations with NPCs were fun to do. Like it was funny writing. I had to go back and buy all the costumes because that also tapped into nostalgia for me.
That's pretty
like
cool.
I can dress as Luigi. The whole I don't want to spoil it for Dave because there's some really good stuff at the end with the shops. I don't want to spoil it, but God, and all the side missions too. I mean, there's one-off like races or one-off things on the side were fun to do that one time. But again, just it taps in that nostalgia just enough. And again, going from the 3D to 2D, and not just 2D side-scrolling, but the stuff you do later on. The puzzles you gotta solve in that 2D that goes even beyond 2D Mario capabilities. Like and the sound is added to it, and just the weird shit that you can get Mario into, the situations you get him into, and just the mind power you had to put in to solve something. Not all of these puzzles are easy.
No.
I mean, there's some that you and you felt really good about solving them. It wasn't too hard that you had to bash your head against the wall for minutes on end. But just every inch of that game just oozed charisma, oozed Nintendo. It's just it made me remember why I love Nintendo as a company in the first place. And I think that's a credit to the Switch in general. The success of the Switch is just showing me again that Nintendo is still catering to me, not just kids like it did on the Wii and the Wii U. It's catering to me on the Switch. And just again, that ending sequence, I'm just in awe. I'm a kid again, just playing that last sequence.
Yeah.
It's
And once I
oh
get
my
there,
God.
I'll probably change my vote. And I know there's a bunch of like secret stuff that you unlock once you do beat the game. So
Sure. And I'm really close to something else at the very end. I don't know if Jeff's gotten that even farther, but
and this is not to knock Zelda at all, because
No.
Legend of Zelda is a masterpiece of a game. On a franchise that my favorite game of all time is still the first Zelda, because that's what made me a gamer. Without that first Zelda game, I would not be sitting here right now. I guarantee you.
I will say this: I just got through when I was streaming a couple of Sundays ago. I did get through my first boss fight with Bowser, and I thought that was so amazing. Where he's got like the hat, and then you like occupy the hat, and then you're just like bada 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 bada.
Yep.
I thought that was great.
Yeah.
Like the best Bowser boss fight since
that
Mario
was really
64.
it's really unique. It's a really unique boss fight.
Yeah.
And the fact that you had to take over, like, even if you didn't need to solve puzzles, you wanted to take over enemies just to see what it would do, and to see
Right.
how that would play. And so the gameplay changes every time you throw your hat, so it always keeps you on your toes. So,
Right.
I just nothing but love for Mario Odyssey. It was a joy from start to finish, and my game of the year.
All right, Justin, what do you got?
So if Mario Odyssey and Breath of the Wild didn't exist, I would vote Cuphead for Game of the Year. We all know I love Cuphead. I streamed it, I beat it, still love Cuphead. But those two games exist. So we have 1A and 1B. And these two games, no matter how you look at it, are absolutely phenomenal.
Two of the greatest of all time.
And
Both Nintendo. How cool is it in 2017 to say?
Yes, that was going to be my next point. Is we're literally arguing over Nintendo 1 and Nintendo 2 at this point. So you can't go wrong either way. Neither game does something that we've never seen before. Now, Mario Odyssey does have the hat. I don't know if you want to call it possess, or what do you want to call that? It's probably not more Nintendo centric or whatever, but Zelda does things that we've seen like from Assassin's Creed, but does it a little better. It also adds in things, that make it even more intriguing. Everything you can see in Zelda, you can pretty much get to. And Dave's
Unless
right.
it's raining.
and Dave's right. When you want to continue, you want to keep playing. Now, Breath of the Wild is the first game that I bought for the Switch, and I'll never forget my time with it. But with that said, Super Mario Odyssey, it will be my pick for Game of the Year 2017. I can echo everything Jeff said. Jeff beat it a little bit quicker than I did. The achievement hunter in me wanted to find as many moons as possible before I went to the next world.
Mm-hmm.
And I found more moons than I thought I would in the first playthrough. And when I get my Switch off the dock, and I have the whole carrying case, and I put every game I have for the Switch in the little holders. And I get in the vehicle, and my wife drives from here to Des Moines for 2 hours. The game I'm continuously, or even the hour, the game I'm continuously putting in.
Thrilled.
Yeah, but the thing is we still have a conversation and whatnot. But the game that I'm putting in is Mario Odyssey. I'm not putting in Zelda, even though I took Zelda with me to work and I'd play it on my lunch break and I'd do a couple shrines and then I go back to work. Mario Odyssey is the game that I'm still coming back to it to find more moons because I'm so close to one more thing I can't talk about because Dave isn't there yet. So, and it's after the game, but Dave will know.
Heck, I might not be there either.
Huh?
I might not be there either.
Yeah, and I'm so close to that, like 16 moons away from it.
Okay.
Anyway, Mario Odyssey adds a new character in Cappy, a new element that we've never had before. Even though we've seen games like Mario 64 that have done something like this, or Mario Galaxy 2 that have done something like this, it's just a lovable game from beginning to end. And I'm looking at it, and it's just a game like Jeff said that you put in, and I didn't want to I'm going to go play another game. I wanted to beat that before I played another game. Zelda, I was like, okay, I need to go play a couple other games, and I'm still talking about coming back to Zelda, which speaks a lot to Zelda. But I think Mario Odyssey takes it for me.
Well, there we have it. You guys have such strong opinions on Mario Odyssey as Game of the Year. I know I can't sway you. So, and I've got no objections with Mario Odyssey being Game of the Year, because it's again, like you both have eloquently laid out, it is such a phenomenal game. It is such a, even if Zelda didn't exist, Mario, we would be touting Mario as the return to form for Nintendo. But both of these games exist, and it's just fantastic.
Right.
So yeah, I'm fine with Mario Odyssey. Congratulations, you are the NerdBacon.com best game of the year. So there we have it.
Good job, Nintendo. Also, by the way, best company of the year, Nintendo.
Nintendo, absolutely.
I would agree.
How funny is it after 20 some years, looking back, thinking, oh God, Nintendo, why can't you just move away from cartridges? And then 20 years later, when we heard, all right, guys, Nintendo's marketing colors, they're going back to their classic red and white. And oh yeah, Nintendo Switch is going to use cartridges. And we were all like, hells yeah, Nintendo. Hells yeah. This shit's going to be good. It's just funny. And it was good. It's like the old Nintendo of our childhoods has returned, and it's embodied in these two games. Plus, let's not forget Splatoon 2.
Yeah.
ARMS is a great game. Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle. Xenoblade is supposed to be a great game as well. So
I want to play Fire Emblem Warriors.
Yeah.
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, the best Mario Kart game ever put together.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Just phenomenal. And it's, the thing is, it's only beginning, it seems like. It feels like the sky is absolutely the limit for the Nintendo Switch. So
They've got to keep this up for 2018. Like,
well deserved.
The bar is high.
Right. I would be very interested to hear your thoughts, Dave, after completing Mario Odyssey.
Yeah, I gotta get it done.
Yes.
You know, it's a game. You know, I've heard some complaints that people are like, oh, it's too easy, but I've never thought Mario games were difficult.
Well, you know what? The beautiful thing about having two laptops at my disposal now while I do this is I've got our video already uploaded to YouTube. I don't have anything else to do. Yeah.
I saw that.
So I say let's call this a night. We got our winners. Let me actually stop recording real quick in just a second. But yeah, I think it's time to go play Mario Odyssey.
I say thanks for watching this behind the scenes look at how we decided of who got what award.
It actually was much less painless than I was worried about.
Yeah, hey, like I said, it's showing how friendships prevail, because we all three did this the right way, and
the power of sleep.
Yeah,
Zelda was the right answer. I hate you both.
I'm going to bed. Click.
Cuphead is the right answer. I hate you.
Persona 5.
That's the right answer to every question on here.
May you both get 1,000,000 fleas in a hernia.